What up, y'all? This is Nigga G Wody. Welcome back to the Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin playthrough. We are going to continue from where we left off. Right here. The last video was a little short. I had to go early. My girl came home and I had to help her do stuff. But for now, we're going to continue from here. And when I left off last time, I had just leveled up my strength to 1 point so we can one-hand the mace. And now I'm going to talk to a few NPCs so that we can get some more lore and some more storyline. If you guys want to skip this part, I'm just going to be going around collecting items and talking to NPCs to get through their dialogue so you guys can see what's going on. And then we'll hit the Forest of the Fallen Giants. But if you don't want to watch this part, or you already know, you can just skip ahead if you want.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drang Lake these days, there are very few places like that. I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody. Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die, and that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls, and wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul, and a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now, like I have. Do you ever cry out for help?
Hell no.
The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace.
So we're going to join this covenant. For now.
That is a wise decision. People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence. Let the Sentinels cradle you in their embrace.
Alright, in case you haven't picked up on it by now, this guy, Solden, is Dark Souls 2's Crestfallen Knight. So, he's a little bitch, and he's gonna stand up there crying the whole time, and we don't really give a shit about him. So, he gives us this blue seal. Ring of the Way of Blue Covenant increases HP slightly. The Way of Blue is not developed religion, but is humble prayer spread naturally among those seeking help. When the Apostles of the Blue are invaded by dark spirits, they can receive assistance from masters of other worlds. What that means is, if you are in this covenant, and you get invaded, and someone around you is wearing the ring, and in the same covenant, they will sometimes be prompted to assist you, so they'll load automatically into your world and help you defend your world. I'm assuming they put this in the game to help noobs start out, so that trolls didn't just start immediately invading them and killing them. So it makes the game a little bit easier, but We don't really care as far as being invaded. The ring is nice to have in the beginning if you don't have any other rings available. But let's talk to this blacksmith real quick.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant, but now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop. I'm a black...
Alright, so that's his dialogue. He packed his stuff in here, and it's locked now. So, he doesn't have the key. So now we have to go find the key. We can't start upgrading weapons and repairing anything until we open this key. Or get this key and open this door. But we'll find that key pretty soon. It's not too difficult to find. Just gonna go around and collect a little bit more treasure and talk to a few more NPCs. Life gem there. I believe there's something up here. Homeward Bone times 5. This covenant right here, Victor's Stone, the Victor's Covenant, the Master's Covenant, whatever it's called. Don't enter this covenant unless you want to make this game impossibly hard. All the enemies become stronger, and it's like a challenge mode to beat the whole game with joining this covenant. The interesting thing about this covenant is, in Scholar of the First Sin, enemies in this game have a respawn cap. So, if I kill an enemy and then rest at a bonfire, and then kill an enemy and then rest at a bonfire, that same enemy 15 times, he'll stop spawning. He'll never spawn again on this playthrough. That covenant up there allows you to stop the spawn cap. So enemies will respawn indefinitely. Which I'm assuming is going to be used for farming and whatever, you know, if you need a certain item, like an armor piece or a weapon off a certain enemy, or want to farm an enemy over and over again that has a chance to drop Titanite shards or Titanite chunks or whatever. That's what that covenant's going to be used for. You can also increase, reset the spawn cap in this game by burning a bonfire ascetic at the bonfire nearest where you're farming. However, that raises all of the enemies in the area up to New Game Plus level, but you stay at New Game, or you stay at the first level of playthrough. So that makes enemies harder, but it does reset the respawn cap. Hit that rock, pick up that Estus Flask Shard. That's gonna be good. I don't knock. Open this door. Yeah. Let's talk to Miss Kitty Cat.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat.
Indeed.
Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Weirdo. Anyway, you can abandon covenants here and learn about other covenants. We'll go ahead and get the rest of her dialogue.
This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful? This place is... We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused. Are you going to see the old ones? Those four who have grown so incredibly ancient. They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake. No one even knows their names anymore. Imagine that. Yes, nothing like yourself. For you have a most pleasant scent that grows nicer with each passing day. Have you made friends with the man by the sea? He's lost everything. Absolutely everything. The only thing he's good for now is a few tidbits on covenants. Covenants are a type of, well, contract, you might say. You give something to gain something. That's the way humans like it, right? It might be just the thing you need. But what does a cat know? Did you see that oddly formed rock behind here? Long ago they called it Victor Stone, as I recall. If you wish to face greater challenges, speak to the rock. Although, you'd just as well not. This place is all...
Alright, so that's the rest of her dialogue. She tells us a little bit about stuff we already know. But it's interesting to note that she and the man by the sea, Sheldon or whatever, both mention the old ones, the Ancient Four. Interesting. So if you played Dark Souls 1, you may know a little bit. There were the four lords beset by Gwyn to hold powerful souls. And in this game, there are four old ones, beings, that have powerful souls. What does that mean? I don't know, but we'll find out eventually. So, Shalqua sells items. Very good items, actually. Homeward Bones, return to the last bonfire rested at, consumable. Teleport to the last bonfire you rested at. These were in Dark Souls 1, so you should know what they are. She sells a limited quantity for now. I think she might go an unlimited quantity at some point, but I'm not sure. Alluring skulls. You throw this on the ground to lure certain types of enemies towards the skull. That's going to be useful at a later part in the game, but she sells them. Lloyd's Talisman blocks Estus recovery within a limited area. If you get invaded, actually as an invader, I'm not sure that you can use Estus anyway. So if you are an invader, I guess, and the master of the world is there, and you throw a Lloyd's Talisman at them, they won't be able to use their Estus Flask for a while. So it makes the fight more fair and easier to kill them, I guess. But none of that matters, really. Ring of the Evil Eye absorbs HP from each defeated foe. It's only a little bit, and you find a couple of these throughout the game. But this ring right here, the Silver Cat ring, is a really important item, and you're going to want to buy this eventually. Silver Cat ring depicting a leaping feline, reducing damage from falling. Legend has it when cats grow old, they force bruise within them, and they're reborn as something new. Reducing fall damage is so important in this game that they had to put an item in that helps you with it. There are maybe I can think off my head right now 2 or 3 points in the game that we're gonna need to wear this item, because you can't get to certain areas unless you have enough. First of all, enough HP, and second of all, until you're wearing this item. So this is a really important item, and you need this item to progress through the game. The Red Eye Ring, easier to be detected by enemies. Enemies see you from farther away. I've heard that you can use this ring to keep bosses on you if you're helping someone in a summon battle or whatever. But I've never used it, and we're not going to be buying it because I'm not really going to be summoning anyone. At least, I don't think so. Naven Grain Ring. This is a really good item. This ring allows you to put it on, pick a specific god, and then say you have a friend that you want to play with online. Well, there are millions of Dark Souls players. So have your friend come and buy this ring also. You both put it on, you both pick the same god, and it makes it easier to summon each other because you both pick the same god. So it's kind of like a friend finder in the game. It's a really cool item, and I'm glad that FromSoft put it in the game. I really like this ring. If you're going to play online with your friends, it's really awesome. Ring of Whispers. Can hear the voices of foes. There's an NPC that we're going to have to talk to at some point in the game where we can't even talk to him unless we're wearing this ring. And it's going to be a kind of a cool storyline when we get there, and there's lore there too, so we'll buy this ring eventually too, but it's not a priority right now. Really, this is the only ring you should be looking at right now. You can buy it sooner rather than later if you want to. I'm probably not going to buy it until we absolutely need it, but it is kind of pricey, but it's well worth it, man. Like, this ring is, like I said, it's necessary to continue in this game.
Nothing suited you, I presume? Well, that's dismaying.
What up, kitty cat? Prime example. You could. It looks like you can walk off of this ledge and land on that board. Number one, we don't have enough health to do that. Number two, unless we had something like 40 vigor, we'll never have enough health to do that. We have to have enough health, and we have to have that Silver Cat's ring to even make it to that ledge. That'll be much later, but you see how you have to kind of fall, down, 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 and collect all those treasures. That is one of the areas of the game that we have to go to at some point, so that's another reason why you have to buy that ring. I don't think there are any items back here. No. Let's go talk to this guy. Forget his name.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
So this guy sells shields, which is really cool. You'll notice that shields in this game don't block 100% damage in the beginning, and some of them require, they require different stats to use, and you get a different benefit depending on the stats of the shield. This number right here is the physical damage block. 90%. This is the shield we're going to buy at some point. It's a good starting shield, the silver eagle kite shield, but it only blocks 90%. But that's still really good because most shields block less than that. To be honest, magic reduction, fire reduction, lightning reduction. You get the point. You get the idea here. This shield only weighs 3 units, which is really good weight, and it blocks 90%, which is a really good block. He also sells armor, different armor sets. You notice the B at the bottom left of the screen there, the blue B. That's the benefit you get on this armor from the level of benefit from strength. It might be a mix of strength and dex, but the more strength or the more dex you have, you get a certain benefit added to the defenses on certain armor sets. So casters are going to not get as much benefit from armor, but it's balanced in the way that they could just stand back and cast, and they don't have to get too close to enemies. Whereas a strength build, like we're going to go, you have a lot of strength, you're going to be up front to an enemy, so they want to give you bigger benefits from armor because you're going to get hit more. But for now, we can't buy anything, so let's just finish his dialogue.
I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan. You can't even run a shop without their blessing. They claim to be working for the greater good, but it's absolute hogwash. Oh, by the gods, why the hell am I here?
Okay, well that's all his dialogue. He's kind of a whiny little bitch, but something to point out is, in this game, as you spend more souls with merchants, more items become available, more dialogue becomes available. A lot of times they'll give you items for spending a certain amount of souls with them, or, as in this guy's case, Malin, more armor sets will become available with the more souls you spend. You should try to get in the habit of hitting a chest at least once before you open it, to check for mimics. It's important to note, though, that don't hit a chest too many times. Like in this chest, we just got a Titanite shard. But if we hit this chest until it breaks like that, whatever item that was inside this chest will be gone, and all you'll be able to pick up is rubbish. You might be able to trade it to the crows. I've never tried. I've broken chests before by accident. Other enemies also, if you're fighting an enemy near a chest and they hit the chest, they can break it too. So just be aware of that. Only hit the chest once to check to see if it's a mimic. You don't have to hit it a bunch, or otherwise you'll take the chance of breaking it and getting nothing but rubbish. Alright. Let's... First of all... let's put on some... the rest of our stuff here. Have to worry about weight for now. And let's go talk to the Emerald Herald, because we did find an Estus flask shard. I'm gonna get another charge of our Estus. While we're talking about that, let's go ahead and equip the Estus so we can actually use it.
Bearer of seek the lest this land...
Lest this land swallow you whole. Yay! Now we can use the Estus twice, which is pretty damn good. So we'll go down here, and we'll head to the Forest of the Fallen Giants. Hit the chest, make sure it's not a mimic. Another rusted coin. How are these people dying here? What? Oh, the guy's lagging. He must have got invaded or something. There's no enemies in here. I'm glad we're not getting invaded. Oh, by the way, just to point it out really quickly. Over here, your soul memory, 1410. That's the amount of souls I've collected so far, and that has to do with being invaded also, and invading other people. I believe you can only be invaded by and invade other people that are within 10% of your soul memory. That prevents people from being soul level 1,000,000 invading people of soul level 1,000. So I'm glad they put that in the game. It balances a little bit. I think there might be a way. There's an item, and there used to be, where you can reduce your soul memory to 0 and still be like soul level 2 billion or whatever. That's pretty whack. I don't know if they took that out of the game or not, but that's what soul memory is. That's the purpose of that function here. Pick up that human effigy. You can run and jump from here onto that platform. I don't like to do that because there's an easier way to go around and get that item. And nothing is worth dying for, in my opinion, if there's an easier way to do it. So, let's go around. Whoa. Okay, that guy was never here before. They added a... They're called ogres. I call them hippos. They added him. Okay, chill. I guess you have to get pretty close to him. We're just going to go ahead and skip him then, hopefully, because we're not trying to fight him while we have these hollowed soldiers to worry about. Oh, my weapon got caught on the rock. Did you see that? Alright, he's dead. There's a few of these guys wandering around. They're not much to worry about. A lot of damage with the mace here. Let's go over here and light this bonfire. Don't rest at it, or those guys will respawn. We'll just clear this area before we come back and rest. A lot of people are getting killed around here. Alright. Getting hit by the... Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? Bandit's knife. This guy... Steady shooting me. Hollowed infantry helm. Yeah, yeah. Goodbye. And a life gem. Probably go ahead and wear the helmet. Let's go ahead and heal while we have the time. No point in wasting an Estus if we have time to heal. This item back here. Soul of a Lost Undead. And let's go kill this ogre. Go, big boy. So we're gonna do the same thing like before. We wanna bait the sitting attack. It's the easiest way to kill these guys. Rinse and repeat. got us, but he's dead. So that's an easy 1,000 souls. And over here, up this river, is the easier path to get to that item we passed on that cave. The way over here. That guy was never there before either. So many bloodstains. What? What? Why would you run off the edge? How did you die? What? Okay. Don't do like they did. Then run off the edge. Alright. So, we could rest at the bonfire, but it's going to respawn all the enemies. Actually, that's fine, because now that we have 1,800 souls, let's go ahead and go back to Majula. You can fast travel from any bonfire to any other bonfire you've had already been to, which is really cool that they allowed you to do that in the beginning of this game in Dark Souls 2, because in the original Dark Souls you had to have an item called the Soul Vessel, and it was kind of hard to get in the beginning if you didn't know what you were doing. I think that was it called the Soul Vessel? It may have been called something else. I think it was called the Soul Vessel, though. It allowed you to travel between bonfires.
Bearer of the curse.
Oh, hang on. I'm getting confused. We don't need to talk to her. We need to go talk to Maulin. Yeah, so anyway, you don't need that item. You can just fast travel between any bonfire in Dark Souls 2.
Oh, hello.
What up, Dow? Yeah.
Thanks very much. And do please come again.
I sure will. Let's go ahead and equip the shield. And while we're here, I like to have my chime on the other hand. So let's go back to the bonfire and continue our journey through Forest of the Fallen Giants. Alright. We're gonna have to kill all these dudes again, which is fine. Because now that we have a shield, it's not gonna be that hard. And that'll make this archer guy over here relatively easy also. Ooh! Got staggered. Hit me in the head with an arrow. I'm getting my ass kicked right now. This root is pissing me off. Wait for the arrow. There it is. Alright, we'll go ahead and pop an Estus. That was a lot harder than I was expecting that to be. Wait for this guy to pop down. What are you doing, man? Come on. Always getting hit by this guy. Alright. While we're here, might as well kill the ogre once more. No! Could have sworn I dodged that. Bring him over here. He's being difficult right now. There we go. Sit. This fucking guy. that was a lot harder than it should have been. Oh, hey, drop something. But that's what we have heal for. Titanite shard. It's a good item. Maybe we'll come back and farm him since he drops those. Anyway, continue up along through here. This next area up here, up the ladder, is kind of difficult. Well, they've changed it, but it used to be an archer up on the top level. Now it's just a knight throwing fire bombs. But they've added a lot more enemies into this area. And where that item is under that tree used to be a Haid Knight, which he wasn't aggressive towards you until you actually hit him. But they're extremely hard enemies to kill, and they put one that early in the game. But they've moved them all to Haid's Tower of Flame, so you don't have to worry about that for now. But just go over here and try to pull these guys one at a time, because they're spread out. There's probably like 7 or 8 of them here, and you don't want to get overwhelmed. See the two of them at once here. And the firebomb. So we'll back away from there for now. Broken straight sword. Terrible weapon. Don't know where that guy came from. Easily dealt with. Should have locked on. All these guys aren't terribly difficult. Just take them one at a time and try not to get hit by that dude with the fire bombs here. Oh. Alright, we got away. Take that, bro. And we can go up. We're gonna go up and get to that guy. Just want to make sure there's no more enemies. This is the way you get up there to get to him. No, if there's another. Yep, see. They can kick you while you're on the ladders, but you can also hit them while they're climbing too, so. Easy. Go ahead and pop another heal. You can get to that item by running and jumping from here. It's a little bit tricky. Hopefully we don't have to do it more than once here. Sometimes you can miss and land on the wrong ledge. Yep, just like that. We almost made it, but that's the rock right there you want to land on to get up there and get that item. So once you clear all the enemies, just try it until you get it. Hopefully we get it the second time. The red bar under your mace there, on your HUD, how it's almost half gone. That's how much durability your weapon has. When that reaches all the way down, the weapon breaks. And as long as you reach a bonfire before that red goes away, your weapon will repair up to 100% automatically for free. But if you break a weapon, you have to get it repaired by a blacksmith. And it costs souls, so try not to let your weapon go that low. Wow, I can't believe we're not getting that item. I'm gonna waste all of our healing. Am I doing this wrong? Okay. Maybe I'll try it from this angle and try not to hit that rock there. There we go. Throwing knife times 10. That's worth taking a few points of damage to get over here and grab that. Throwing knives are really strong in this game. They hit really hard. Some enemies with heavy armor in the beginning, like say that Hay Knight was still up there, you could easily kill him with 5 or 6 throwing knives. But fighting him one-on-one would be almost suicide in the beginning of the game because he's so strong. And also, throwing knives can break jars. Specifically curse jars, which is an item an enemy will find later in the game. All it is a jar, and it doesn't do anything except when you get near it, your curse meter builds up, and if there's multiple jars near you, you can become cursed really quickly, and curse is bad. You do not want to get cursed in this game. So he'll die, and we'll go back and get his item later. Run and jump over that, and I believe this is a short sword. Oh, and a soul is lost undead. Short sword's a pretty cool item. It has a stabbing move, which is really useful in the beginning. Just fall down here. Yeah. Where'd he go? Did he drop anything? No. It has a stabbing move. We might not have enough stats. Yeah, we don't have... It requires 10 dex, and I think we only have like 6 dex or something like that. But, I'll still show you the moveset, I think. It's a straightforward item as far as the attacks go, but that fencing move and that double-handed poke for characters like casters who have low stats that can get their stats high enough to use this weapon, it's a decent weapon in the beginning of the game. I like the short sword. For what it is and for how much damage it does, it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and go through here. Nice try. There's enemies all through this hallway, so just hold your shield up like that guy right there. Take a little bit of hit. Ooh! Change the AI a little bit on these guys. There goes our stamina. Back up from this guy. There you go. Run back through here. There might be one more. Yep, in the corner over here. Backstab, motherfucker. Grab this item. Wood bolts for crossbow. Yeah, there's a knight. I thought so. Man, they don't really like to throw enemies at you on here, don't they? There we go. 2 at once. Peace and be easy. Another throwing knife, always a good item. Life gem. Up here is a archer at the top of the steps, and there's a knight sitting on that log right there. And he throws fire bombs down, so wait for this archer to fire at you, and then kind of just sprint past him. There's another enemy over here. But you shouldn't have too much trouble if you do it quickly. There's another archer back there. Go ahead and equip throwing knives. And I'll show you. See how much damage they do? Just 2-shot that guy. Throwing knives are really good. I'm going to unequip them so I don't accidentally use them. Because I'm a dummy and sometimes I accidentally use items I don't mean to use. And throwing knives are really useful. Ooh. Caught by an arrow. Almost got hit by another one. Let's go up this ladder. I think there's an enemy. Yep. Big attack. Peace. Oh, wow. Okay, he dropped a bastard sword. That's really good for us because that was the next item I was going to use anyway. Even though the mace is really good, and you could go through this entire game with nothing but the mace, because the mace is just that good. It just and we're gonna roll through the beginning of the game with it, just so it's just easier that way. And we don't have the stats right now to wield the bastard sword. See, 20 strength, 11 dexterity. We're very far away from that, but it does 140 damage, and it's a really good item. It has big swings on it. You can two-hand it, but this attack right here, the single R2, is just really good. The single-handed R2 for single target hits, and the two-handed is like a spinning attack and a upward slash. It's a good weapon all around. I like the bastard sword. Like I said, we're gonna roll with it eventually, but for now it's too heavy and we can't wield it properly. So just open this door. And here's the next bonfire. Alright. We can go ahead and rest at it, actually. And we have a bunch of summon signs. We can summon shades, it looks like. But let's go ahead and talk to one of my favorite merchants in the game, Majula.
Buy something. Anything. Oh, come now, help an old woman and buy something. My name is Majula. You're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Dranglake's been a pile of rubble since the war fought long, long ago. And the giants crossed the sea. Seemed like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself have nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden of your own. They say these trees grew from the remains of the giants. From each carcass sprouted new life growing into what you see now. But you...
Oh, sorry, I skipped that last part.
It's high time that I pick up a move. I've a bargain for you next time we meet that up.
So, Majula is like a basic vendor. She sells basic weapons. The club has an A in strength. It's a really good weapon. I like the mace a little bit better. But the club does potentially more damage, but it starts at a lower base attack. And but it's still a good balanced weapon. It's cheap. You know, if you're depraved, you probably want to start with this. It doesn't take that much strength or whatever to wield. Maybe this would be better for you, actually, since it's only 9 strength to wield. Case this is a fist weapon. It's pretty cool. I've never used it, but it has A as strength, B in dex, so that must be pretty awesome. But it has a really low starting attack. But we want to buy this piece right here, the Traveling Merchant Hat. And the reason we want to buy it is because it raises item discovery. So as you wear this item and run through the game, enemies will have a better chance of dropping little stuff like souls of the lost undead and titanite shards. And that's where you're going to get most of your shards from. And it's a decent helmet as far as stats go. So we're going to go ahead and buy one of these. She sells the Leningrad's key, the blacksmith, Leningrad. She's the one with the key. This smart old lady waited for that guy to put his stuff in there and then locked it because she owns the key and then sells the key to someone. That's why I like Majula, because she's crazy like that. So we'll go ahead and buy this key also. Now we can go back and talk to the blacksmith. She sells fire bombs, which you should buy at least 3 of, and you're going to need them here shortly, and I'll tell you why. And then I just like to go ahead and dump the rest of my souls into throwing knives, because you can never have too many. She does sell a Pharaoh's Lockstone, which opens secret doors, and she also sells a fragrant branch of yore, which is really awesome. And when we get 12,000 souls, we will buy that eventually. If you're a caster, she sells amber herbs, and she also sells another copy of Soul Arrow, which is really useful in the beginning, and another copy of Heal, which also is pretty cool. So if we ever raise our attunement up to another spell slot, we'll probably end up coming back and buying that from her. You're welcome, dear. Melentia, once you go through all of her dialogue, and she says it's about high time to pack up and move. She will move to Majula, but she won't move until you beat the first boss, the last giant or whatever. So eventually we'll do that, but there's a few more things we need to hit up first. I'm going to end the video really shortly, but I'm going to show you guys what's up here real quick. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I'm going to go ahead and light a torch here. Because this room up here is kind of dark. Come up here. See how the corners of this door is all messed up? It says it's locked. But you can knock this door down. And if you hear that twinkling sound, if you turn your speakers up, you can hear a twinkling sound. There is a lizard, a crystal lizard in here, which we need to kill. And there he is. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, we missed him. But they respawn infinite times. I messed up and did a running attack. But if you go in here fast enough and you hit him, Radiant Life Gem, that's good. You'll get his stuff. Soldier's helm. And a chest. Remember to smack the chest once to make sure it's not a mimic. Small leather shield. Terrible. Ooh. Hello, guy. Go ahead and kill that dude. Here goes another chest. I'm going to put the torch away now since I don't need it in case this chest is trapped. By the way, if you open a chest and white smoke starts coming out, as soon as you finish the animation, you'll want to raise your shield because there's going to be a crossbow in there that's going to block. If you don't block, you will die. It'll kill you. It doesn't matter how much health you have. It's designed to kill you. Hold your shield up and block the attack. If you open a chest and green fog starts to appear, as soon as you finish the animation, you need to roll away from the chest because a poison fog will come up and you will get poisoned if you stand there. Alright, so this chest is not trapped. Small white soapstone, Radiant Life Gem. Small white soapstone. This item right here. Oh, we don't have our large white soapstone yet. This item right here lets you leave your summon sign as a shade, which means you're timed. I think it's only like 20 or 30 minutes that you get summoned to the other person's world. If you use the big soapstone, the bigger soapstone, you can be summoned for an indefinite amount of time until you either die or the master of the world dies and you get banished back, or they banish you manually, or you defeat a boss. Also, something to point out, if you die and you're not in human form and you're a hollow, you can still put your summon sign down. And if someone summons you and you complete the task, like you go with them and help them kill the boss, the reward is you get your body back. So you don't have to use a human effigy to come back to life. So, I didn't know that when I first started playing this game, and I burned through a lot of my effigies. So I want to prevent you from doing that. If you miss this drop, you will die, just to point that out. So, just be careful here. Walk off the ledge slowly. Grab that item, which is another divine blessing. Don't fall off that way into the hole. Jump back here. And that's it. So, when we start back next time, we will continue. But for now, that's all the time I have. I'm Nika Wody. Thanks for watching. And next time, we will continue through the Forest of the Fallen Giants and hopefully the last giant boss. I will see y'all later.